We on?
Yeah, I just gotta switch over the thing here, and we are good to go.
Rob and Slim Show. Are we on?
Yep.
Steve, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
My headphones are
Yeah. Oh,
a
hold
little
on.
dicey. I think they're better now. We're on with DJ Steve Porter, right?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's
dude?
going on, man? Is your Rob's having headphone issues?
Yeah,
Sorry.
It should be better
Not
now.
much. Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, basically, I'm at UMass basketball game. Game just finished up. Just chilling out. Just chilling, man. How you guys doing?
Good. How
All
you
right,
doing,
man.
brother?
Cool. Yeah. What's cooking for you guys tonight?
Just doing our show, doing interviews. We talk to probably about 6 people every week. We do half-hour interviews, and we just have like a mix: comedians, actors, musicians, and all that. Like,
It's awesome.
cool, man. Thank you so much for calling us, man. I'm a huge
Yeah,
fan.
of course.
I remember
Thank
years
you.
ago, my buddy Ricky sent me the attack of the show, and then after that, it was the ShamWow and the slap chop. I was like,
Oh, thank
these
you.
are amazing,
God,
man.
that fucking ShamWow guy.
Oh man, it's funny you say it. Like years ago, I feel like I'm like a museum piece. It's been so long. I mean, I don't know. A part of you is in denial. You're like, oh man, I just started doing these, but like it's been a long time.
I was gonna ask too.
Oh.
Yeah, like, did you start them for fun, or did you have it in mind that you were gonna blow up?
No idea, honestly. Because I had like a pretty long, like methodical DJ producer career. I was touring around, playing in clubs in like international countries, and then I started doing remixes of video. And then
Yeah.
the videos, to answer your question, there's no idea that they would go viral.
Where they're
I was just
going.
doing them for fun.
Wow.
And everything happened within like 3 months. Like, ESPN has press op on, and then all of a sudden the slap chop is going viral, and it's like, it's one of those things where like I was just it was totally a new experience for me to take this long methodical path and then all of a sudden go viral.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say you were the first dude I ever saw do the video thing, man. It blew my mind. I'm like, how does he do this? Like, it just must
Yeah,
be the
man.
hardest
I mean,
thing.
It's been a journey. I mean, I think when I first, obviously when, supply demand, when people start asking for them, you're like, wow, people like these. They want to make more. And so, I mean, for me, I just started like cranking them out. I mean, NBA asked me to make commercials, and then ESPN was like, hey, let's do some of these. And it was kind of been a journey from that point forward where I was, starting to make, commercials. I moved into like car commercials, into like almost every genre outside of sports.
Wow.
But like, I would never have known I was going to get into that when I first started, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's why I didn't know if it was just doing it for fun or if you kind of had it in mind.
It was like sort of like one of those just sort of like divine intervention type situations where like if you're just like sort of like convicted and you're creative and you want to get into the sandbox and just sort of make a sandcastle, it was sort of one of those situations where it's like, I just put my blinders on and started making stuff, and I literally had no coach, no manager telling me to do this stuff, but it was just one of those things where if you I always assimilate to like, if you dive in head first, that's the way to go.
Balls
You got
to
to
the
dive
wall.
in head first.
Yeah.
You know?
I was gonna ask too. Have you met a lot of the celebrities? I saw your Steve Harvey clip was amazing. I didn't know if you've met a lot of the people that you've done mashups for.
Surprisingly very little, to be honest with you. Steve Harvey was like a culmination of many years of working with celebrities or athletes on stuff. Up to that point, I've done stuff for like the Knicks or like Usain Bolt for Puma and like various athletes, but I would get like their iTunes playlist and it would, it'd be like a top 10, like Usain Bolt loves these tracks, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to make the track for his mashup inspired by his iTunes.
Cool.
But in this instance, like I guess it's sort of frothing to the point where I'm on the shows a bit more often, where I'm actually interacting with the actual show talent, which is sort of a new thing. But yeah, to me, basically, it wasn't there wasn't many interactions with the actual talent until recent years.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know. Has anyone ever had a problem with it either? Like.
No, and that's the first thought that came to my mind, because I'm like, hey, I'm kind of taking,
Copyrights or
Comcast.
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like when I did Press Hop, I knew that I was taking CSN content, and I wasn't taking it, but I was just like regurgitating it into the remix, and so I knew that, and I'm like, well, I mean, obviously you expect a cease and desist letter any day, and I mean, I have never gotten one.
Wow.
I've never ever gotten one.
That's awesome, because we have had trouble on YouTube, even like just playing a news clip. Like they've said, that's copyrighted material. You can't have that. You can't.
Yeah,
do it.
it's a, you know what? There's got to be a line in the sand somewhere where they actually think that there's a value somewhere, and I'm not trying to say that what I'm doing brings a value, but like there's probably a production value that does go over the line, where they're like, okay, wait, like why would we want to take down a video that has 4 million hits?
Yeah.
So it's sort of there probably is a line in the sand somewhere, and I've been trying to figure that myself, because obviously I work with ESPN and a lot of the major sports organizations where they do have definitive right issues with their content. And I'm like, well, why not just put it up? And they're like, well, actually, we only have rights to have this for 7 days online.
Yeah, I even heard they had a lot of trouble with YouTube recently. ESPN.
Oh, tons. All my stuff is gone. I mean, all the stuff I did for ESPN is, I figure it's still up there on privatized links, but it's pretty much like, all the stuff for Sports Nation, Press Hop 2, all that stuff. You can't find it.
Wow, dude, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have backups to all your work somewhere, or no? Like once you do something for somebody, that's it?
Yeah, is it like theirs recorded exclusively?
Yeah, I keep it. Yeah, I mean, I keep everything.
Okay.
I have a server, and I'm actually, like, I noticed that Press Hop, one of the Press Hop 2 thing was down, so I thought, well, this is a good time, since it's like old school now, maybe to remaster it. So I've been remastering that and gonna put it up soon.
Well, that's like someone watched the ShamWow commercial. It was the one that went to the commercial. Like, it wasn't. I like the original, the dirtier version. Not dirtier, but like it was just grittier. Like.
I know. Well, that's it. I mean, that's it. That the organic version always wins.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. The first version, the genesis of the idea, is the one that wins. And I mean, I'm with everybody 100%. I mean, the original first one is always the best.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
I mean, obviously, as an artist, you're always trying to chase. You're not only trying to duplicate what people want you to do, but you're trying to chase the same energy that you created on the first one, which is it's a conundrum. You know what I mean?
Yes. What was your favorite project you've done?
To be honest with you, my favorite, I guess I would convert that to the proud. The most proud that I've been is the spot that I made for the U.S. Olympic team featuring Muhammad Ali.
Oh, we saw a clip of that.
They flew me over to London, and I presented the actual spot in front of the Olympic team with Carl Lewis and all of Olympic legends from the past. But I presented it in front of the entire Olympic team, and then they brought Muhammad Ali out for the introduction, and we played it for him, and he was, he's doing as well as he can in his condition that he's in, but he loved it, and my dad was a huge Muhammad Ali fan. It was I guess a personal favorite where I was able to see, my father's legend loving something that I was creating for him. So that was a great moment. That only a select few were there for, but I was really, really psyched about that. That's online. It's called I think it's called I Am the Greatest. It's Muhammad Ali. It's on the U.S. Olympic team page.
Cool.
That was just a really cool moment, man.
Nice. That's so cool. I saw too. I was gonna ask too if you've ever been on the Stern Show, because we saw the clip of him talking about you.
Which show?
Howard Stern.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been on Stern 2 or 3 times. I did an initial mashup for his the sort of his like Beetlejuice and all the like the crazy like all these crazy like sidekicks.
Whack
And
Pack,
then
yeah.
yeah, and that was just amazing. Like I would never imagine myself, like, back to your original question, never imagine myself on Howard Stern. You know? Especially like starting off making like underground dance music and stuff. So that was awesome. And then I did another one for Seth Rogen. I did a Seth Rogen spot where like he came out after Seth Rogen's. It was like sort of an intro video remix for Seth Rogen. So.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is kind of stuff that I would have never have scripted. It was just sort of really, really cool. But it fits into the whole thing. It's like you can remix and mash up and produce music for anything. And I feel like this medium itself it lends itself really well to like comedic and funny and humorous stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Man.
Do you do a lot of like DJ gigs besides like the mashups, like the videos and stuff? Do you perform live a lot?
Yeah, I mean that's basically was the crux of my career before I got into the mashup stuff in 2009. All I did was tour globally. Lived in New York. I was using the 3 airports to travel around the country and around the world to play underground like techno, house, progressive house music. And that was my passion, like 5,000%. Starting from I want to say 1999 through about 2009, and so that's all I did. And then when I got into the mashup stuff and started like producing, all the commercial like television spots and commercials on TV, that's when things changed dramatically, like overnight. Like I was saying before, like where things was just like. All of a sudden I'm on Fox News talking about something I made 7 days ago. And, this is so not parallel to what I was, building up to like the last 10 years.
Yeah,
so,
that's why I didn't know if you abandoned the one for the other or if you still do both.
Yeah, I mean, that actually created a huge conundrum for me, because there's something like you built a career. It would be the equivalent of like you guys building this radio show and then stumbling upon almost like, seemingly by accident, stumbling upon something else where you can't deny it. You're like, wow, this is something totally new. I made a new like cinnamon roll and everybody wants this. And so I better start making cinnamon rolls.
It's taken off.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean? So it was one of those situations where I sort of like, I was kind of burnt out, to be honest with you. I had been touring nonstop, and so the mashup stuff was a product of my burnout, and that's why I was so amenable to like just going for it.
Cool.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, you kind of have to embrace it when it's like just taken off by storm like that. Like,
yeah,
you,
man.
you just got to go with it.
While the iron's hot.
Yeah. Yup. And Slim had mentioned too earlier that there's the guys that do like the news.
Yeah, I was watching like the Schmoyo guys that do the like songify the
Love
news.
Those guys.
That's why I was wondering if you like them or whatever. But yeah, I had seen the what's the one you brought up? I didn't know them by name, but once you played it was the white girl that
was under.
She was like a hostage. I'm sorry, Slim. And she got out, she broke free, and she ran to the black guy for, protection. And he was like, there's something crazy when a white girl's running to a black guy. I forget his name, but it was just their mashup of that. I remember it from years ago, and I thought it was good, man.
Honestly, man, like the more the merrier. Like, I'm a huge fan of like Auto-Tune the News, Schmoyo, like all those guys. Like, they helped define the industry, because before they got involved and before I got involved, there was no industry.
Yeah, so, that's what I thought.
I honestly, like, I'm like, bring it on. Bring on 200. Bring on 200 more talented guys who know how to remix content, because that only helps out everybody else, and not only myself, but like it helps out everybody. So I've always been very very embracive of like any other people who are doing the same kind of tangent of remixing content. Like I'm all about it. So like when it comes to those guys, huge fan. And then like there's a bunch of others that I'm a huge fan of as well. So,
I'm gonna see some.
you know, you embrace it, man. You know, there's really like there's no room for like anything else. You know what I mean?
Pete, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine. I was saying we should make like an Admiral Akbar one from like Return of the Jedi. It's a trap.
That would be pretty cool.
Wait, what's the idea? What is that?
It's do like a trap kind of like version, and it just have Admiral Akbar. It's a trap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. I think we could add like more comedy to that. Big time.
I was going to ask you too, Steve, if you could do one for us. If I sent you a couple links to some of our videos.
Sure. I did a spot for Boomer and Carton.
Cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you guys have sound bites, if you want to send me some stuff, let's. You know, I mean, Boomer and Carton sent me like their best sound bites. Like, if you guys have a recording, if you want to like pull together your best shots and best one shots and you know all-time best bites, I'd be happy to entertain that.
Oh, that'd be
be
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, I like Boomer Carton. I loved Carton when he was on the Sports Guys years ago and on WNEW. Craig Carton.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a funny
definitely,
dude, man.
Yeah, I did sort of a soundbite spot for them that they keep playing, like, you know, periodically. They kind of use it as a show intro. So, you know, like similar to Howard Stern, just sort of like taking the best moments and whatever. So if you guys want to put together some, like, sort of a reel of your best stuff, you know, I'd be happy to entertain that.
That'd be
That'd be
awesome,
cool.
dude. That'd be so cool.
Cool.
I like, too, the Fred X video you made. What was that from?
Oh, wow.
What did you...
Holy shit.
I love Fred Willard.
Yeah, you guys are pulling him out of the fucking the basement.
Yeah,
right
I've
now.
watched a lot of stuff, dude. I love your stuff.
Yeah. So basically, that was actually commissioned work for BBDO, the advertising agency. They sent me like a failing campaign featuring Fred Willard. It was already the campaign itself was failing, and they were like, "Hey, we need like, can you put a remix on this?" And this is right when like you know Slap Chop had just dropped. They were like looking for anything, like you know, throw a Band-Aid on this campaign, and. So I was like, sure, and so I just kind of went like, you know, buck wild with the edit, and you know that's what Fred X was.
Yeah,
it's totally random.
I didn't know what it was from, man, but I love Fred Willard. It's so obscure. Like I had no clue what it was, man, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it's funny, and then it was totally like right in the beginning of everything. It was probably the second time that I was commissioned. I was actually being paid to do work in that medium, because Slap Chop I wasn't paid for. You know, there was I think it was the second job that I was actually paid for. But still, at that point, it was like I was very, you know, Pink Floydian with the whole thing. I was just sort of like going nuts with it, and like, you know, there was no creative feedback. They were just like, hey, just do your thing, and I was like, cool, all right, I'm just gonna like start like making this guy's head pop off like in, you know, Succession. You know, so
it's like confetti. Just head blowing up.
So it was definitely a very, very wacky spot, but I mean, that's the stuff that's fun, man. I mean, and I think that you know, I would say, unfortunately, when things really blew up for me, I also took a departure from that kind of stuff, which I miss. I mean, that kind of stuff is a very like creative. There's a very creative element to that stuff where it's like it's an unbridled element to it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's like the Wild West.
Yeah. There's not like, you know, 20 creatives who are, you know, kind of like looking over your shoulder. They're just sort of like, you know, go nuts, and you know that's always the conundrum you have. You know, you want to make a good piece. You want to make something cool. You want to make a cool creative product, but if you have too many police behind you shining their light,
too many chiefs,
then it's actually impossible to make something super creative because you got people looking over your shoulder. So it's always a catch-22 when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's cool.
So now, is this like one of those things that you've gotten to the point where you just know you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, or have you thought about doing other things?
I mean, no, man. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I would say that, like we were saying, when the iron's hot, you go with it. But my you know, I think my true skill set is ingrained in the stuff that I'm doing with the mashup stuff. But I'm also, you know, producing music, making really cool music, and DJing is where I started. And so, I don't intend to abandon those roots, but I'm just trying to, like I told you guys, I kind of burnt out with it, but like I
Right.
intend to sort of like, I intend to sort of round it out. So I'm doing both, in a sense. So, as far as like what I intend to do for the rest of my life, I intend to be creative for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But as far as like, making, one slap chop remix after another, no.
I do like that. I like how you constantly have something different. Like it's never the same. Like
You have to, man. You have to. I mean, even if you're going to go through, you're going to go through a lull or a low or a lull, or you have to experience those lulls, and it's a painful answer, but I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, you got to the part of the creative process is you got to explore all the options, and sometimes those options aren't popular, but you have to explore the options.
Yes. I wanted to ask you too, porterhouse.com, is that your own production company?
Yeah, Porterhouse Media
I'm
is
sorry.
no, that's cool. Porterhouse Media is my production company. That's sort of the guys we have a team internally that sort of flips the burgers and makes sure the fries are cooked and all that stuff. It's small. We're very small. We've always been small. It's very hard to create something larger in such a boutique and stylistic art form. It's very hard to create something that's like, mass production. But Porterhouse Media, I launched it on the way down to Fox and Friends in 2009, and I was like, hey, I called my web designer. I'm like, hey man, I need a website because I'm going to be on Fox tomorrow, and I need to like say something intelligent. So he created the website, and right now we're in the middle of rebranding the whole thing. There's a temp page up right now, but Porterhouse Media is the mashup and advertisement spots company that I have, and then outside of that, that's pretty much that company covers all of the mashup work that we do for commercial clients or network or branding.
Nice. How long does it take you to make a video?
I mean, honestly, man, it really kind of depends on. I just sort of like try to hear out the timeline. So if you guys are like, okay, we need a video, there's no rush, we need it by like March 1st, then it's up to myself and the team to sort of figure out a game plan that will fit that timeline and make sure that it works with the creative outlook of what you guys are looking for. But it really depends. I mean, we work with so many different clients that it's impossible to sort of say, this is the structure, this is the template, when, somebody might need something. I'm doing Rolling Stone spots right now that are almost a weekly basis. So
wow,
I have to restructure my work program to fit that kind of schedule, which includes including all of the cross checks that you would normally have in a production schedule. So yeah, you just sort of evaluate one project at a time, and I would prefer to have a couple months. That would be great, but in some cases you have a week. And then there have been other cases where a client has been like, listen, hey, we have a disaster here and we need something in like 4 days. Can you do it?
That's what I was going to ask, if you ever had to turn anything down just because you didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I've turned things down because we were so busy that I wouldn't be able to, either I was going to have a nervous breakdown or like I wasn't going to be able to turn around the spot with quality. That the integrity of the product, you have to you have to consider the fact that hey, if you guys are going to do 5 shows a day, are all 5 of them going to be good?
Yeah.
So
sometimes we have trouble when we've done an extra one, or when guests haven't come through. We didn't have enough planned, and it's just
right.
It's tough sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
Even just on the weekly basis, even just yesterday, I didn't think I had enough, and then all of a sudden there was 3 or 4 things just came in at once. It's crazy how it works out sometimes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So that's definitely the issue with you want to evaluate what you have on your plate, and you know, I'm obviously a person that like is always in denial. I'm like, oh yeah, like bring it on, like you know, I can do like 20 things at once.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm totally have a Superman complex to a fault. You know, I'm always like, you know, I can do everything. You know,
I am
and
the same. Yeah. I
you know,
feel the same.
and yeah. So it's like, and that's what you have to be.
It's
I mean,
good
that's
though.
what
Yeah. It's like I'd rather have too much on my plate than not enough.
Yeah, I mean that's the way your parents raised you, or like you know, it's how like you know, it's just like a good way to live life. Is like you got to take it on and like deal with the consequences rather than like sit around.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, there have been times where I've turned down things, and you know, I mean, and I've turned down things that I probably shouldn't have. I've probably turned down things that I'm glad I did. So it's gone both ways.
Well, shit, Steve, we have to wrap this up, dude. Thank you so much for talking to us. And again, where can everybody find you?
Yeah. Oh, so I guess you know I guess just Google me.
That's what I did.
Right.
Yeah, you can Google me. My website, which is actually being redesigned, but don't worry about it. It's DJ Steve Porter on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all social networks are DJ Steve Porter. And my company is Porterhouse Media, and we entertain all projects, big and small. And
awesome.
yeah, that's it, man. I mean, like you know, just trying to keep things creative.
Cool, man. And when the show goes up on SoundCloud and YouTube and all, I'll tweet you the links and all that.
Sounds great, guys.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
dude.
Steve.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
Take care, man.
Go on.
See ya. You too.
Check this out when you get a chance. This is Alan's. I would have pointed it to you guys during the interview, but I didn't want to interrupt Steve. It's Alan's Papa John's I think needs pizza.
That's amazing. All right.
Yes.
Hold on a second.
Steve was awesome, man.
Yeah, that was
so
really cool.
That
Yeah.
was like professional interview.
Yeah, yeah. That was cool.
Okay, all
All right, guys,
that
we're
was-
taking a break. We'll be back.
That's like